What's good, family? What's good? It's your boy Urban Sports Guru. I'm getting this money this morning. I need it. I need the break mentally to just get out here, just get this working, make my body feel better, get my mind right. Hope you out there doing the same, surviving out there in this time of Rona, this time of election, and everything that's happening right now. Uh, Coming to you this morning to talk some football. We gonna get it. This is week 4. Wow, it's already week 4. We're going to start off with the Colts and the Bears. Y'all know how I feel about the Colts this year. They made me some money last week. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Sam Darnold, for throwing it to the other team repetitively. But Philip Rivers has shown a penchant for turning the football over. I do think this Colts team is going to get better and better, and I really like their defense. Up front, at the edges and at tackle, Buckner's a problem. I do, however, just feel that Philip Rivers is going to turn the fucking football over. The Bears' defense isn't as good as it used to be, but you put a turnover-prone quarterback in front of them, they're still going to get those things. Eddie Jackson is one of the best ball hawks in the game. The safety, Eddie Jackson, I believe his name is. Colts are given 2.5, and the fact that they have Nick Foles. I, like everyone else, saw this coming, but I don't know if he's going to last the whole season, just for the simple fact that Nick Foles is not always healthy. But in the short term, I'm not saying he's going to get into the division title, but in the short term, he's going to pay good dividends, and the Bears are going to win this game at home. We got the Jags at the Bengals. I think the Jags, even though they fight, they're coming back down to earth. The Bengals, Joe Burrow is that deal. His accuracy to me is off the charts. His anticipation is off the charts. His reading of a defense. And this is going to be his 4th professional game. And I think he gets his first win. Browns versus the Cowboys. Whew, Cowboys given 4.5. This is the kind of game, to me, that the Cowboys win. And particularly early in the season. If this game was in December, even though it's at Jerry's World, I would take the Browns. But this is the kind of game that the Cowboys win in September, in October. And I think they're going to probably beat the shit out of the Browns. Why? Because the Cowboys can score points. The Cowboys can not only score points, Cowboys can get after the quarterback. Aldon Smith, I'm not shocked. Aldon Smith, take away his outside issues, this guy right now, if he played all these years, would probably already have a Hall of Fame resume. He's that damn good. And the Cowboys got him for pennies on the dollar. Literally. So he's definitely going to have a 12-plus sack season. That's not a stretch. That's not me going out on a limb. I believe that beginning of the season, I thought the only thing that would derail him from doing that is him having to split time, but I definitely saw him getting at least 6 to 8, even in splitting time. But see, like he's going to get full time, and yeah, he's going to get 12 plus easily. And for that, I have to say the Cowboys win, because the one thing they have to do, even though they haven't been doing it well so far this year, is stop the run. They stop the run, you put it on Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield hasn't shown consistently he can do it. He hasn't shown consistently he can do it enough to keep up with Dak Prescott in that offense. Because both teams, talent, particularly on the offensive end, when you look at it, yeah, but the fact is Dak Prescott's a lot better than Baker Mayfield. It's just that simple. So I'm going with the Cowboys. Even though I would love to see them lose. Y'all know I hate them. Cowboys are going to win. Saints versus the Lions. I'm taking the Saints because early last year we saw the Saint defense look like shit, and then eventually they got Dennis Allen and that crew. They got it right. You got Cam Jordan, one of the best in the game, one of the most unappreciated guys defensively in the game, in my opinion. And it's got such Mario Davis. They got 2 good corners, a good safety, 2 good. Malcolm Jenkins to me is probably getting exposed. probably getting exposed as being old. Outside of that, I mean, I'm not saying they're playing well because they're not, but eventually this defense is going to start looking like a same defense, like they don't have looked the last couple of years with being stout against the run and being very opportunistic against the pass, being able to get after the quarterback. So with that being said, the Lions have zero defense. They have none. And it's all on the hands of Matt Stafford. Now, offensively, Drew Brees, this is the same Drew Brees been for the last couple of years. Everybody else is alarmed. I'm not, because they've relied on dinking and dunking and precision and things of that nature. It's just that the rest of the league is now catching up and realizing, oh, he's not throwing the ball down the field. However, Michael Thomas is going to be back. And Michael Thomas being back is going to be a huge thing, because now you can have that precision in digging and dunking up the field. And then you can have that secondary receiver not go against the number one corner in Emmanuel Sanders, and he's going to start getting open and start using the tight end more. And you know what Alvin Kamara brings to the table. I said the Saints are going to take a step back this year, but they'll win this game. I like the Saints. Seattle versus Miami. I like Seattle, of course. I mean, Russell Wilson is just playing lights out. Their defense, however, is looking like stir-fried shit. The defense is showing to be stout against the run. You know, hopefully Jamal Adams is able to play. But what I don't like about this game is that 6.5, 7 points on the road. I don't exactly like that. So I think they'll win but not cover, because Ryan Fitzpatrick is the perfect quarterback to fuck up a spread. So I like Seattle for the win, not to cover. Ravens versus the Washington football team. I think what happened Monday night for the Ravens could end up being a template that other teams start using. I told you the league was going to start to catch up to Lamar Jackson, and I think that Chiefs game was symbolic of it. However, I do not believe, now everyone can't do offensively what the Chiefs are able to do, because everyone doesn't have Patrick Mahomes and all those weapons. I'm talking about what the Chiefs were able to do against Lamar Jackson defensively. What they were able to do against him defensively is where I think the template is going to start to be shown. I think Washington might be able to do some of that early, but frankly, the Ravens have a good defense, a damn good defense, and they're going against a team in Washington that literally just can't score. Dwayne Haskins and them boys, they can't score points, so they'll keep it interesting throughout the first quarter, but eventually, because they have a great front line in the making, and Chase Young is that dude. But eventually, Baltimore, I don't think this is the game where you'll see more of the template, at least for a whole game. You'll see it in spurts, but you won't see it for the whole game. Baltimore will win, and they'll cover that big spread. Because, frankly, Washington just can't score. They can't score enough points. They can't keep up with them. Cardinals versus Carolina. They got Kyler Murray and the boys going to Carolina. I like the Cardinals because they score touchdowns. It's just that simple. Teddy Bridgewater, I think in a different division, they would be a different team, record-wise. I mean, they could win this game, but I think the Cardinals, these are games, especially seeing how hard their division is, these are games that the Cardinals need to win. Desperately need to win. They really blew it last week, but seeing how tough that division is, you got to play Seattle twice, you got to play LA twice, and you better win these games. You better. You want any chance of making it to the playoffs in that division, you better win these games. They will win this game. Vikings versus the Texans. Two teams that nobody saw to be an 0-3, particularly the Vikings. Excuse me. Particularly the Vikings. Now, with the Vikings, I mean, they can't stop the run. The defense is nothing. There's so much less than the sum of their parts when I look at how much talent is actually on that defense. They let go of Linval Joseph, and now they can't stop the run. Y'all hear me continuously bring up the run defense because defense can make a team one-dimensional or not. It is a very, very important thing in playing defense, and that was something that the Vikings used to do very, very well, and they just don't do that right now. I think this would be a battle of quarterbacks, and if it's a battle of quarterbacks, I'm going with Deshaun Watson. It's just that simple. Deshaun Watson at home, between him and Kirk Cousins, I take Deshaun every day. Taking the Texans. Giants and the Rams. Y'all know I like to give y'all my locks every week. And truth, if I'm being brutally honest, my real lock of the week is the Rams over the Giants, giving 13. But the fact of the matter is, I can't bet against my boys. It just is what it is. But the real lock of the week, I don't want to see this happen, is the Rams over the Giants. Giants can't score points, and they can't score points because the offensive line. The offensive line is not giving them at least a decent amount of running game, and I fear what's going to happen when that offensive line this Sunday has to play against Bane in football cleats, a.k.a. Aaron Donald. Yeah, y'all heard what the fuck I said. He's Bane in football cleats. That motherfucker takes no prisoners. That motherfucker puts foot to ass. That motherfucker is embarrassing grown-ass men on a weekly basis. Aaron Donald's a problem. Aaron Donald's he's gonna break his foot up Dan Jones' ass. I'm sorry. Because there's nothing that Giants offensive line, Will Hernandez and Zeitler have gotten in on that center. They're gonna line him up right over the center, right over the nose. Oh, and it's gonna be barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken. And the Rams are going to win and cover that because simple fact the Giants can't score. I mean, those my squad, and I overestimated them, and they just lost. You got the shit beat out of them by San Francisco 49ers against their backups. Now you're going against starters, and one of those starters is, like I said, he's Bane in football cleats. I'm sorry to say. Rams going to beat the shit out of my Giants. Bills versus the Raiders. This is going to be a really good football game, in my opinion. A damn good football game. Josh Allen is showing that he is that guy. He really is showing that he can be that guy. But who else is showing that? Derek Carr. Quiet as kept. Derek Carr is showing that. And I don't like the Raiders' defense, but I like Derek Carr, and I like John Gruden at home with a great game plan. I'm taking the Raiders. Eagles and 49ers, I have lost whatever little bit of faith I had left in Carson Wentz is gone. And I'd have to go on the road against the 49ers. It just shows how great their depth is. That the fact that you can have so many backups in because of injuries and beat the shit out of an NFL team the way they did my boys last week, the way they did the Jets the previous week. Eagles are a better football team than those two, so it won't be so one-sided. But Nick Mullins does a lot of the same things that Jimmy Garoppolo does. A lot of the same shit. And it kind of makes you think, all right, why are you paying $100 million to this guy? You know, Deebo Samuel might be playing. And that running game, Kyle Shanahan in that running game is so creative. He's able to create mismatches where you have more blockers than defenders. And then they just get such a clear pathway where you got runners just going untouched. It'll be a good football game, but I think the 49ers pull it out late. Then you have the Falcons. Against Green Bay. The Falcons can't defend anyone. They're scoring points at a alarming clip as expected. That's what I thought would carry them. And I told y'all if they can at least play adequate defense, then they will go 11-5. Because I told you how explosive this offense was going to be. But the fact is they can't even play adequate defense. They can't. They just can't. The defense is atrocious. It is terrible. And it's holding that team back. That team is finding ways to lose. It is not just their defense blowing leads. It's just that they're finding ways to lose. And it's so bad because Dan Quinn is a defensive head coach who made his name being the defensive coordinator for the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. And all of these years, y'all heard me say this about Mike Tomlin. I'm going to keep the same energy about Dan Quinn. You have to do what it is that you were hired for. I've said this about Mike Tomlin for years, where you're a defensive coach, where you have to build your defense with your identity. And for years, he wasn't able to do that. I'm keeping that same energy with Dan Quinn, and I've supported Dan Quinn. I thought this team would be well because they have so much talent on the offensive side of the ball. When you have a defensive coach to go with a great quarterback, that's been shown to be a good recipe. Hello, Patriots, that's been shown to be a damn good recipe. But it's not working. And it's not working because he's missed. He's whiffed on a lot of picks. He's not gotten the studs he needs on the defensive side. He's not built the defense that he was not supposed to. He's not to say he just whips and fairy dust and build another Legion of Boom, because that's not an easy thing to do. But damn, that defense is atrocious. And for you to be a defensive head coach, where defense is your specialty, that's not good. Now you're going up against Aaron Rodgers. That defense is going against Aaron Rodgers. Falcons are going to score a ton of points if they have so many weapons. I get it, but they're going against Aaron Rodgers. Enough said. You got the Patriots coming to Arrowhead. Last time the Patriots were at Arrowhead, they pounded the run, and I expect them to do the same. I expect Cam Newton to run the football early and often. But I expect Kansas City's defense to adjust to understand this coming in before the game, that the way they're going to have to beat us is by throwing the football. And here's the difference between now and that championship game. There's no Gronk. Here's the difference between now and that championship game. Patrick Mahomes, as great as he was then, he's even that much better. I think they'll keep it interesting, but I think Patrick Mahomes and them boys will win. Now, my Stone Cold lock for the week. My Stone Cold lock for the week are the Chargers at the Bucks. It is very simple. Chargers have a really good football team, and quarterback play, I think, is what holds them back from being an 11-5 football team, because they're that damn good. And I think it's also symbolic that Chargers were actually a viable option for Tom Brady. Tom Brady sees these little shit. And Tom Brady at home with all those weapons versus a rookie quarterback. If that's not a recipe for a Stone Cold lock, I don't know what is. This be your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out. Peace and love. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm out. God bless.